Hey, Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater, coming to you from Santa Monica area with Bob Clearmountain. And man, from the ashes.
Yeah.
The new Mix This.
Yeah, it's pretty special, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You had the grand opening party last night that we were privileged to attend.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here.
Had a band playing, Chevy Metal was playing.
Chevy Metal, yeah. Shane Hawkins' band, who's a madman, 18-year-old
Beast.
crazy person on the drums. Great person, and just, they were fantastic, I think. They were really fun.
Highlight of the night was the special guest on bass.
They let me play bass on a song called Miss You that I had mixed the single for back in the day.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, it's always scary.
Right.
I never liked being on stage very much, which is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
But it was okay. I think
you were fantastic.
Got through it.
Yeah. No, it was a great moment. And all in celebration of Mix This. Quite a story.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, well, the house, as you know, the house burned down with the studio, with my cherished mix room after 32 years. Boy, a lot of memories with that, a lot of amazing people walked through those doors, and I just loved it,
Yeah.
And I think we've approached the vibe of it. I mean, with the help of so many people. And that's the thing. Every time I talk, I get choked up.
Sure, understandable. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's understandable.
So many people came out. The first thing that happened after the fires is Chris Lord-Alge called me. He's a good friend, a better friend than I ever imagined. He said, look, we got to get you up and running again.
Yep.
I was like, what? What are you talking about? He said, well, I happen to have a spare SSL, as does my brother, Tom. We got to get you going again, and so got to find a place to do it. Luckily, I had a place. Well, Betty, really, with Apogee, had this building behind Apogee, where there was an apartment, and we moved into the apartment. Luckily, we were renting it out to some people, but they said they were vacating it at the end of the month, the end of January anyway. And they said, just pack our stuff up, and because they were in England at the time, move on in, which we did. We were lucky that we were so much luckier than so many other people that didn't have any place to go, that were just looking for a hotel room or something. We actually had an apartment. And then this room down here, which at one time was a lab for Apogee, then it was an Atmos listening room with Genelec speakers. A guy named Jonathan Morrison had set it up, but he was out sick for about a year actually before that, so I just kind of took it over.
Right.
Luckily, SSL was amazing. They loaned me their System T, a version of their System T, which I just brought into this room, and I continued mixing because I had clients, I had projects I had to get done. This was a concrete floor. We kind of cut a big groove to the garage, which is the machine room actually. And for cables, there's two big 6-inch pipes in there, which is totally filled now.
Yeah.
And then we started designing this room.
It came together fast because I was here in
January.
There was an event before NAMM back in January, and it was still the System T in here.
That's right.
I think Alan Meyerson was doing some demos of Dune 2 and
That's right.
Some of the audio from that. It's not that long since that happened that you put this all together.
Yeah, we worked pretty hard on it. Luckily, John Ellis, who picked up this, he knew all about this console. He had worked on it before, and he got it to his place in Arizona from Tom. Actually, Tom Lord-Alge brought it to his place, I think. I'm not sure exactly. There's a whole story about that. But he worked on it for about a month and a half, I think, while we were getting the room ready. And then there was a big day when he brought it in here with a truck. And then people started giving me gear, all the outboard gear. I had one thing. My 33609 was in the shop in Apogee because it was broken. And that's the only thing I had.
Wow.
Like these LA3As, my friend Dave Way gave me those, and Rafa Sardina gave me the 1178 down there. Bill Putnam Jr. gave me a couple of brand new 1176s. It was Gain Lab from Hungary, I believe. Gave me a whole rack of stuff. It's amazing. Keith Urban gave me some distressors. Chris gave me some PCM 70s and distressors. Dave Durg gave me a Fatso from his company, Empirical Labs. Steve Jackson from Poltech gave me a couple of. I said, look, could I buy a couple at maybe dealer cost. He said, no, just take two.
Fantastic. The other part of the story is the room is beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
thanks.
all this walnut trim and diffusion and the color scheme with the blue panels and things. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came together.
Brandon Duncan, who was my assistant years ago, he assisted me for about 6 years, but he helped build the Apogee studio.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot to do with that, and he maintains the Neve 8068 that's over there. I talked to a few different people, studio designers, about this place, and everybody was really expensive, and I wasn't really totally into any of their ideas. I knew Brandon knew how to build a studio, and not only that, but he did Mitchell Froome's studio that Mitchell was really pleased about. And I said, well, dude, why don't you do it? And he said, sure, I'd love to.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Anybody looking for a studio designer, he's the guy. You got a hold of Brandon.
Yeah, fantastic.
Because he's really good. And this just came out perfect. He's really good on SketchUp, and so he would do these renderings, and we just go in and, let's see what the walls would look like if they were green.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the couch would look like if it was red, or you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
you could just change things around. It was fantastic, and he had a lot of good ideas. The trim was actually my wife Betty's idea, because originally the wall panels would just be, there'd be a seam.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, instead of a seam, why not do like a walnut trim? And we both, it's going to be a bit more expensive. And she's the person in charge of the money. so she said, no, I should do it. No, it'd be much nicer.
Yeah.
And then he had a guy named Jose. He helped rebuild the stage in the Apogee studio with Brandon. It turned out the guy's like brilliant at this sort of, trim. And he's like just an artist. I mean, a real artist.
The little touches like the walnut beneath the sconces and the way you built in the symphonies in the back wall with the door and the way it all fits together is just seamless.
At the moment, Brandon's actually has built a couple of Helmholtz resonators tuned to the 67 cycle frequency, which he's gonna turn them into clouds, and we're gonna hang them.
Ah, okay.
And we were playing around with them the other day, and there's certain spots that it actually helps quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Genelec system pretty much hides it anyway, and they're pretty narrow little problems, and I don't actually notice it.
Just based on the dimensions, you're going to get a peak here and a valley here and there.
Yeah, it's kind of natural. And not only that, but my theory is that your brain gets used to it. When you just from talking in the room, your brain kind of adjusts for that automatically. I know we had a problem when we first built the Apogee studio, that it was 123 cycles, which is like a B note, right? And anytime we would record or mix something in the key of B, you hit that root note, and it's like, whoa, what's happening? It is, and he's not even close to that. My friend Brett Taney, who helped me with Mix This. He actually designed Mix This, the original Mix This.
Mm-hmm.
He redid the ceiling in there and eliminated
Solve
it.
that, yeah. Well, this is it's a very comfortable room. It's not super dead, and
Right.
there aren't the reflections and things, but it's a very comfortable room. I can see where mixing in here would be fun.
It's a pleasure. It really is. The other room had a credenza with all of the upward rack, and I decided to just keep that on the side and just keep this open, which makes the room feel twice as big.
Yeah.
I always do the couch listen, right? Before I do a mix, a stereo mix, I'll sit on the couch and make sure it sounds all right from a different perspective. For the Atmos mixes, I always walk around the room
Uh-huh.
to make sure that it kind of holds together.
A couple other features you have. Actually, there's glass doors here, so you have a view out to the garden.
That's right.
It's outside.
Yeah.
So talk about a studio lounge. This is amazing. This is your daughter basically pulled off a miracle out here, didn't she?
She really did. 5 weeks ago, this is a dirt parking lot.
Wow.
It was a lot that we had bought a few years ago. It had an old tear-down house on it. We finally got it torn down. It took a year to get the permit to tear the house down because it's Santa Monica. And 5 weeks ago, somebody brought, I don't know who had the idea, but said, what if we turned it into a garden? And it's been just this dirt parking lot for 6 months.
Wow.
And we've been parking cars here. It was stirring up dust, like terrible dust. And so my daughter Alex goes, well, I could do that.
Yeah.
I said, really? I said, could you do it September 6th? which
right,
was last
for the grand opening, right?
For the grand opening. I said, yeah, I could do that. and sure enough, I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is.
It's a beautiful
incredible.
space.
I mean, there was a wall here before, you know, took down the wall, put down, it's fake grass, so we don't have to cut it.
Right.
And there's a lighting guys. There was a huge crew of people in here putting this thing together. I put speakers in now. There's speakers in be under those trees. This is a whole spa. There's an outdoor shower, a jacuzzi, a sauna, and a cold plunge. You eat dinner out here sometimes.
Of course.
And this is all stuff that Alex ordered all this. This was a kit, this pergola.
Huh.
And she found the lights. There's a heater in there. This is a bar that she found somewhere. It was on eBay or something. I don't know. But it's fantastic. You know, it folds all up. And then there's an outdoor kitchen we put in over here. An ice machine and a little stove, a barbecue. Oh, come over here and check out the little Buddha. All right, this was at Revis. This is against the retaining wall at Revis Canyon. And after the fires, I went up and I said, oh look, it didn't melt down. It looks like it's stone, but it's actually like fiberglass or something. I'm not sure exactly, some sort of plastic. And it was intact. It's a little singed.
Yeah.
So it's got the vibe of the fire.
Yeah, right.
And it still worked.
Crazy.
You know, I brought it back here, plugged it in. It's one of the things that survived,
Wow, isn't that?
and which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betty's little vegetable garden, which they just put flowers in it for last night, you know, but she's going to grow stuff there. Little fire pit, and then this is actually going to get a larger fire pit. So we've actually brought a bit of the Revis Canyon vibe
Yeah.
here to Santa Monica.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
You know, and
So awesome.
anyway,
Yeah. Fantastic. I think the ultimate studio lounge.
yeah. And as you saw at night, it's beautiful. It's all lit up,
gorgeous. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
and the neighbors haven't complained yet. Walter loves it.
You mentioned it earlier, but there's a garage space behind here, and you've got a
Right.
little workshop back there and storage
right.
and your machine room. So the SSL automation is back there.
It's all back there.
Right,
The
that keeps
power
the-
supplies and everything.
Yeah, that keeps some of
Yeah.
that noise out of the room. It's quite quiet in here as well.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. The noisiest thing is the air conditioner. up there.
Right, which you can turn on and off, so
Yeah.
you can work around that. So tell us what it was like to come in here and do your first mix when it was finished.
We did the first mix before it was finished. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Once the console was working, once we got it actually fired up, it was still on dollies, so it was about up here. It was quite a bit higher. And so I was doing a lot of mixing standing up. We were still building, we were still doing the walls. And so we'd move it around, and it was a construction site. It was pretty noisy because, you know, they're cutting walnut and cutting things outside, and we had that door open. And so luckily Apple had turned me onto their latest version of noise canceling headphones, which I was mixing on their headphones.
Wow.
Because just to keep the noise out.
So are you doing then pretty much the same workflow you had before? I know you've got your multi-track, you've got your print
Right.
computer.
Yeah, it's a multi-track rig, and they've got 3 Symphony Mark IIs back there. And for the multi-track, we have a print rig with 1 Symphony, which of course controls all the speakers, the Atmos speakers with a remote here.
Built in. Very cool.
Yeah, with John Ellis did this sort of custom install, which is combined with the 16-channel analog compressor we had at the other mixes. But Lucas Vandermee had a lot to do, and Brandon as well had a lot to do with putting that all together, because it meant finding the VCA cards, the Euro rack, which is there's a whole lot of technology under the console that's taking care of that. I mean, this thing is pretty massively custom,
Yeah.
you know, at this point.
Right. Yeah, we're going to come back and do a separate video about that because there's a
Yeah.
lot to talk about with this console.
There's a lot
So
going on there.
Yeah, so we'll dig deep into that with another video. So be sure to watch for that one.
Yeah.
But man, Bob, congratulations!
Thanks,
This
Mitch.
is so
Thanks
cool.
so much.
It's a room that love built. You know, it really is.
Absolutely.
And that's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing, you know, and I just can't say how grateful I am to all these friends that just stepped up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it, I guess, is that so many people are mixing in the box now that they had, analog gear sitting around
Right.
collecting dust, like Dave with the 3As.
Yeah.
Dave Way,
Yeah.
all of a sudden here, it's yours.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for letting us come in and check this out. The grand opening party last night was so much fun. It was
Wasn't it
great to see
great?
everybody come out and have a good time and just to celebrate this amazing room.
I was overwhelmed. Yeah, the party last night, it was funny because I guess on the invitation, I didn't know about this, but they said, Bob lost his record collection. And so everybody brought records.
Vinyl,
so we
yeah. Got a big pile of vinyl
I
there
got
for you to
a
go
lot of vinyl to go through.
through. Man, so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And so happy to see this all happening. I can't wait to hear the music and the video scores and everything come out of here.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Good
Appreciate
stuff.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see you.
All right.
And thank you for joining us here. We're at Mixed This, up from the Return from the Ashes. That's what you're calling it, right?
Up from the
RTF?
ashes. Yeah,
Up
it's
from
just, it's not an official name, but it's just,
but it's the truth.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.